Should you come to Taiwan because people are really nice and the views are stunning? Yes, of course. But should you also come with your startup to try tapping into opportunities in the markets of Southeast Asia and East Asia? Spoiler alert, also yes. But don't hear it from me. Here is one of the major players in the Taiwanese ecosystem, a platform that specializes in connecting local and foreign startups with resources and markets in some key international hubs like Silicon Valley and Tokyo. Listen up.
Startup Island Taiwan is really an organization supported by the entire ecosystem of Taiwan, and mainly it's supported by the National Development Council. It was created by a consortium of the National Development Council, Ministry of Economic Affairs, National Science and Technology, most of the major players in government who try to support initiatives to help Taiwan companies go abroad, generally hardware, software with an international focus. Currently, Taiwan Institute of Economic Research has identified about 10,000 startups. I would say that we work with over 200 to 300 a year for different initiatives and different conferences, and including our two different hubs that the National Development Council created, the Startup Island Taiwan Silicon Valley Hub in Palo Alto, and the Startup Island Taiwan Tokyo Hub in Daimon, Tokyo. First, Taiwan has a very welcoming sense of hospitality in terms of the people, the government. I do know that for a product owner or a founder coming to Taiwan, they can do a design, prototype, and final product all in about 50 kilometers. So it's a very compact country. Recently, there's been a lot of government policies in welcoming overseas founders to Taiwan. We have a digital gold card. We have a nomad visa. We've created different subsidy programs. In addition, Ministry of Economic Affairs and National Development Council have incorporated different inbound programs for foreign founders. I think one thing is, with Taiwan having a Mandarin-speaking population, you do have entry into markets such as like Singapore or Malaysia or Hong Kong, or China at the same time, yeah. So, because there's a large Chinese-speaking diaspora across the region, so Taiwan's a great jumping point. If you're trying to merge your software and hardware into a wearable or an IoT device or a smart physical AI device, Taiwan's an amazing place to do that, because this is where you can actually get with most of the manufacturers or hardware vendors. It's a great opportunity for founders in cybersecurity, into agri-tech, into health. There's a lot of opportunity here for that. The government does have a lot of opportunities to co-invest with those companies that can benefit Taiwan's economy through technologies that can be beneficial to green or health or bio. I think one of the major challenges for any startup coming or from Taiwan is definitely we have a limited market. Even though we have a high GDP and the country is able to spend, the consumers have a high spending power, but we still are a market of about 20 million people. In all honesty, we are only the size of maybe a Tokyo city only, or the size of maybe a Shanghai, where you compare Taiwan to maybe a country such as Thailand with 70 plus million, or Japan with 125 million people. As a main market, Taiwan does have limitations in terms of market size, but it's a great market once you establish it and then jump off, because the consumers here do have a lot of spending power, and our corporates are quite innovation ready now. We do have some bureaucracy, as opposed to like Singapore, where you can set up your company in a day, right?
Very fast.
Very fast. Taiwan is trying to get there. The government is listening. Definitely has been noted and shared. I think they're slowly trying to get all the agencies to streamline or make it faster for foreigners to open their businesses or to get their banks or to set up their business address. I think some of these challenges are aware of and slowly being addressed. I think the government or the whole island is really going into the right direction. They're leveraging, of course, our chip and our silicon manufacturing, our whole industrial base, but then pairing it up with the future, which is AI, is a great move. I think they're really trying to put us in the right position to be AI sovereign, which means we create our own AI from basically from the foundation up. With that, it does offer a lot of companies, startups, the chance to work with. There's a lot of opportunities in terms of the whole spectrum of AI, from healthcare to agriculture to bank, financial AI. I think this is a chance for overseas companies coming to help work with our Taiwanese companies, if not directly pitch. In addition, I think the National Science Tech Council and including the Ministry of Economic Affairs are already having their own programs that can invest in overseas companies, not just startups, it's the whole ecosystem of artificial intelligence that Taiwan wants to upskill or improve. The first example I'd like to give you is a company called EUI. EUI is basically the Taiwan version of Western Union. Western Union is basically doing money transfers. And what they saw was a pain point for the Taiwanese domestic helpers. Taiwanese domestic helpers, the largest population will probably be Indonesian and Philippines. So EUI created a platform where they would be easier and cost-effective for domestic helpers to remit their salary back to their home country. First, they made it easier. Second, they lessened the fees. And through that, over the years, they actually became a very large payment remittance companies, not just for Indonesia, but also for Thailand, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Japan, and Singapore, and throughout Asia, India. So right now, they've gone public. They're on the Taiwan Stock Exchange. They've grown to quite a large scale, and they're not just helping payment remittances for domestic workers, they're helping businesses move money at a cost-effective rate. And the second one would be one of our foreign founders here in Taiwan from Germany, named Daniel Hill. Daniel is from Germany. He was a bodybuilder, actually a champion bodybuilder.
I think I know this guy.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And so he's a champion bodybuilder. He very big into nutrition and hydration and health. He had an idea to create a smart water hydration system.
Yes.
He created a machine where it would dispense and share water that was flavored, had nutrients, different nutrients, right? And different flavors. And he wanted to put it in offices, gyms, different areas, buildings. He partnered up with a Taiwanese co-founder that was from the middle of Taiwan, Taichung. Him and his co-founder are currently in
Saudi Arabia, right?
Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
And I've seen him all across Southeast Asia. He was doing very well in Singapore 2 or 3 years ago. He's a founder that made Taiwan first his home in the start during COVID, and then found his business model using the manufacturing processes here and the quick design to prototype to final product. I think Daniel's a great example of a foreign founder coming here and having success to scale his company globally. To our friends watching the show today, I'd like to invite you guys. Taiwan's a very welcoming environment. We have different climates here in Taiwan. We do have a short winter, quite a long summer, but at the same time, we do have the beaches and the mountains. You are about 4 hours from East Asia, Japan, Korea, 4 hours to Southeast Asia. And so with that, your market entry into the entire APAC region is made easier through Taiwan. In terms of our infrastructure, it is an infrastructure where you can create, live, and start your startup journey in Taiwan with much assistances from both the ecosystem and also the government. More than welcome for everyone to join us here in Taipei. My name is Alan. You can find me on LinkedIn. You're welcome to ask me any questions.
You heard the man. health tech, agri-tech, cybersecurity, biotech, fintech. These are some of the areas that you and your startup can explore here in Taiwan and in the rest of Asia. If you want more information, there's a link to Startup Island Taiwan and a contact email in the description below. And please don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. That really helps me to keep making videos like this one. See you in the next one.